No.
Yeah, then I go blomp, then I go blomp, then I go blomp, and then I go. Yeah, I didn't know what to do before I started, like, doing anything, so I got on, like, 15 minutes previous, and I'm like, okay, guys, I'm pretty sure I already did literally everything, like, last session, like, in prep for last session that we were doing this session, so I had, like, no prep to do.
Oh my god, Peter.
Oh, Peter, you fucking fool.
No, he's a freaking god.
Oh. Gotta reload this. It's been
You
forever.
cool?
Mwah.
Why? How come I'm the only one on roll 20 out of the players?
I have
mean,
the tab, and I just haven't launched it.
Be patient.
And the only reason I'm on is because I'm literally always on.
Yeah.
I
I
don't think I've shut off this computer, like actually shut it off in like 4 weeks. It's just always in sleep.
There is a discrepancy here on roll 20.
Yep. Oh boy.
There's no Justin.
I know, right? I saw that and I'm like, oh, he actually got off. Weird.
Oh.
Telling you, this Peter guy is not a human.
He's wrecking shit, man.
He is literally an aimbot.
I remember when I was an aimbot.
Gross.
Trying to finish getting this thing set up so I can.
I think the title for this episode is probably my favorite so far. But that's only because we have a fucking side quest.
Y'all call these side quests, and I don't know to take
This
offense
gets
or
turned to
not.
main campaign shit.
Nah, that's a little bit
Well, the
just
thing is-
memeing for the sake of
Yeah.
an RPG.
The main campaign has yet to like legitimately take hold, so to speak.
That's fair.
So everything's a side quest.
Okay, well, I have the title as side quest accepted. Character lore? Let's go, mate!
Jesus Christ. But whose character lore are we actually doing is the question. Maybe I'm throwing y'all for a loop.
Hey, man, that's why I didn't even put my name in there.
Little do you know, I have, God, how many do I have now? Let me open it.
Okay,
I
need
have
to
an
load into all the navy
18
things.
An 18-page Words document, and 2 spreadsheets. Now, all of campaign shit. And depending on how quickly we go, 2 of those pages might get knocked off in one day.
And if we don't go quickly?
Okay.
Probably only half of one page.
Oh, okay.
Welcome to the life of being a DM. It's all or nothing, baby.
Whoa.
Well, this needs to be on a separate thing.
Any laggers? Because I'm lagging. Okay, there we go.
Nope.
Roll 20 just like had a minor stroke.
I'm always having a minor stroke, so.
Man, you can really tell I didn't take a shower this morning. Jesus Christ, my hair.
Yeah, my hair's
It's just
the
poofing.
same. Well, it's not poofing, but it's. Can thank my headset for it not poofing.
Yeah, I just put it on. Even behind the headset, it's still poof.
My headset's long, or not my headset. My hair is long enough for my headset just kind of like pulls down.
Why the
Either way.
fuck?
Must be
I
nice.
wish I had that
I
problem.
think my hair's beyond the point of being able to be tethered by a mere headset.
Also, look at JD with his little mustache and his little beard.
I said, little do you know, you can't see it very well, but there is actually a substantial beard underneath, just not the visible part.
Lady.
No, I'm proving one of my coworkers wrong. I
Yeah.
told him I couldn't grow a beard. It's like, you just got to keep growing it past the awkward phase. I'm like, but
That's
No.
what I've been telling you.
dude, this is still smooth as a baby's ass. Like,
Yeah.
nothing is gonna grow here.
Yeah, and then you trim it, and then you let it grow, and then you trim it, and then you let it grow.
No, there's nothing to trim in this area, dude. We've been through this.
See, yeah, when I don't know why my camera's
Doing the spinny thing.
not. Yeah.
Oh.
Hold on. Dude. Let me reopen Roll20 because that was. Oh, is it because?
And
I'll be
Justin's
right
gonna
back.
be a
Yeah, I'll be-
couple of minutes here.
Yeah, I'll be real quick.
Yeah. Well, Justin's going back on eating dairy again, so oof.
Ah. Got the stomach problems.
He-
There we go.
I apologize if this session sucks. This will be the first session where I don't drink alcohol. So,
This is the
I know,
second
big
session
step for
where I
me.
am drinking alcohol.
and by that I mean just the thought of drinking alcohol makes me want to vomit right now. So,
Coward.
Dalton taking your alcohol?
no. Dude, I also, like, my liquor cabinet is bare bones right now. It's a sad day.
Hmm.
So is that rosé in that water bottle or
No, it's like Mio, like all the vitamin stuff.
Oh, is that what the kids are calling it these days? Is that what they're calling
Yeah,
Four Loko?
it's pure black tar heroin with red food coloring in a liquid state, which I think
That's
is heroin
pretty
already liquid. I
badass.
think heroin's already liquid. I don't know my drugs very well.
You have to burn heroin to turn it into a liquid. That's why they
Gotcha.
always have the spoon with the
True.
light.
I thought that was meth.
No, meth is the pipe. And
True. Okay. All right.
meth is the pipe, crack is the pipe, cocaine you snort.
Thanks, LA.
Don't ask me how I know this.
You're from LA.
I am not from LA.
You came from LA, didn't you? You're
No.
California, weren't you?
No, I
I
hate
thought you
LA.
lived in LA for a bit.
Nope.
Oh,
I've visited there and I hate it
Visited.
every single time.
gotcha. All right. Yeah, we're gonna start without Justin
Okay.
just for a bit here. I'm not sure how. Like, God, that's what my voice sounds like. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Ugh.
We all hate the
What?
sound of our own voice.
I heard a reverb of my voice, and I'm like, oh no, that is not what I like. What I sound like. I think I sound very different. I still don't even like the way that sounds. But anyways,
At least you've never had a director go to you in the sound booth and it's like, okay, so I'm gonna play back what you just said so you can do it better.
I mean,
And
I
did
get that.
multiple times. And I'm just
I get
like,
that in my new job where it's
Stop.
literally I'll be on a phone call and they'll be like, all right, yeah, let's listen back to that phone call and see what you could have done better. And I'm like, oh,
Can we
why do
skip
you
my
do this to me?
portions?
It's like,
Can we,
no.
can we have it in a text file?
Exactly. It's like, can we just do like voice to text the whole time so I don't have to hear my voice, please? Because like in my head, my voice sounds like really deep, and then I hear it like out loud from
And
a
it's super
recording,
nasally.
and it's like 3 octaves higher, and I'm like, oh no, I sound like a child. But anyways, Justin should be joining us here in the next few minutes. All right, Josh, calm down.
Very excited.
Alrighty, everyone good to go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Alright, now let's see if Spotify actually logged me in. Yo, alright. So yeah, last time, you guys spent the majority of your time kind of walking around, asking questions to figure out what exactly is going on in this town. And after a decent amount of investigation, a few amazing rolls in the Hetman's house, you eventually found that there were a couple of dragon statuettes stashed away, hidden, essentially trying to be discreet about what's happening. After that, you moved out, investigated the townspeople themselves with a well-cast detect poison, and learned that the poison itself wasn't coming from the foodstuffs or the regular shipment of supplies, but instead were brought in by the trio who brought the medical supplies through a secondary or tertiary source. From there, he decided to pick up a little bit on the side quest that Tethys had acquired that leads you going to a mine to the east of the village to try to find a red and orange speckled orb. And from there, you moved on, made camp outside, deciding you should probably get your spells back and get a long rest before interacting with this potentially dangerous situation. So currently, you are all camped outside, and at this point in the day, we left off, it was around 4 o'clock in the afternoon or so, where you guys started making camp and prepared to hunker down for a long rest. You guys have anything you want to do before you start taking your rest, or you just want to get right back into it?
I think I already hit the long rest.
Oh, yeah, crap. There's
Pretty
one
sure.
there. Put it back.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. All right. I'll take the silence as
Yeah, I'm good.
a no. Are you guys gonna keep watch for this, or are you just gonna take a quick rest? All right. Who's taking first watch?
I will.
All right. There's 2 for first. Who's taking second?
Sure.
All right. And then Lilith will pop on with Tethys.
Okay.
And I assume Peace, you're taking last? Or are you
Yep.
taking second? All right.
Take the last one.
All right. Y'all hunker down, broad daylight here. First watch. Roll for perception.
13.
13.
And my computer decided to be slow.
Yeah.
12.
12. All right.
Yep.
You guys keep a steady watch. Say all night, or I guess all afternoon. You keep watch on your surroundings, and you guys picked a pretty good spot. I'll say, from what I remember, you guys had a really good survival, a really good perception check to find a nice little hunkered down area. And with that, nothing eventful happens here. You don't notice anything. Everything just goes by smoothly. You guys wake up the next watch, and you go back to sleep. Second watch, Tethys Lilith. All right.
11.
11. Lilith got like 23, so I guess I'll tell you since I can't really tell myself. So, as nightfall is approaching and the sun is starting to set, you both do notice that there's a little bit of foot traffic going on towards the mine. You guys set up your camp so you can vaguely see the entrance to the mine itself, and every once in a while, just 1 or 2 figures. In this lighting, it's a little bit hard to tell. So the sun is kind of blinding right as it's setting right in front of you.
Okay.
So you do see silhouetted figures kind of in and out. You can count, just making a head count of different silhouettes, different heights, different statures, walking habits, that 3 or 4 different people are moving in and out of this mine on a regular basis.
Sure.
Do you want to do anything, or you just want to go back down?
I think that information should be enough. So
Alright.
I'm just gonna chill.
Alright. You guys hunker down to get some rest and wake Peace up for her watch. Peace, perception check for me.
Oh, 13.
13. Just like the first watch, not a whole lot really happens in your watch. Lilith relayed the information to you about the characters moving in and out of the mine. And once the sun set, that motion kind of stops, or at least slows down to only a couple of people moving in and out. And that's just about it. You don't really notice anything other than that. Everything is slowing down now that the sun is set. But your watch does come to an uneventful end, and everyone can wake up, start of a new night. Because at this point, it would be fell asleep around 4 p.m. It'd be smack on midnight, maybe 1 o'clock in the morning.
For me, less people are moving around there, you said. So we're good to do the long rest?
Yes, yep. Y'all got your long rest.
Alright. Let me manage my spells here.
Yeah.
I will check and see if Justin already did that with Lilith. Well, at the very least, these are different spells than he had before, so...
Ooh. You.
Oh yeah. Also, yeah, I did officially update my character.
Okay.
JD, yeah.
Why are you two doing the same thing? Stop!
Well, okay. He told me it was a homebrew thing, so I changed it.
Yeah,
So there.
true. Now we have
What?
2 Shadow Monks.
Oh wait, we have 2 Shadow Monks?
Yeah.
Yes.
What?
Unbelievable.
Because I went through today and read all of them.
Mhm.
Then I
Yes.
chose. Whereas
Okay.
last week I'm just like, that one.
Yeah.
Unceremoniously.
Yeah, Shadow Monks are neat, but
I'm sorry, did
Alright.
you want a plus 20 to your stealth roll?
I would say stealth is... Yeah. I don't know if that'll stack.
It
I
just,
don't know how
it just
how that
sounds
stack.
ludicrous. It's like, did you roll a nat 1? Psych, that's a 21.
It's now at 21. Passed Out a Trace is broken when it comes to that. I don't think it stacks, though.
I don't think it'll stay.
It won't say in the thing. It's, I assume, the DM's like jurisdiction,
Yeah.
and I say no.
Yeah,
Alright.
I agree with that. That's stupid.
Like
don't-
every planned stealth situation. Oh, Passed Out a Trace times 2. All right, everyone succeeds. It's
Yeah,
like I'm
don't
gonna need to start making NPCs with stupid high passive perception.
Yeah,
It's like
I just
there won't be a
wouldn't-
wisdom score under 30.
I just don't see a reason why we would want to stack them both anyways, because like that's
Yeah.
4 key points early game that's just gone.
You're not wrong.
So
Alrighty.
Anyway.
So yeah,
Long rest over.
the night is yours to do with what you wish.
We ready to approach?
yes.
Hold on.
How dare you not have your spells picked?
Well, I didn't want to pick them before because we hadn't taken
Listen.
our long rest.
How dare you
No.
follow game rules? Oh my god.
Listen, there's not a whole lot of spells.
Oh yeah, there's totally not a lot of spell.
Not at all.
Especially not
Yeah,
the
Especially-
second level.
I regret doing a one shot as a wizard. Because I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh goodness.
High
Yeah,
level
I-
spellcasters starting in a one shot. You have to dedicate like a couple hours just to looking through spells.
Yeah, you have to have a clear idea of what your identity is going to be, and
Yeah.
then pick from there. If you're like, I don't know what I want to do, then it takes so long.
Exactly.
It's way easier to do it on D&D Beyond, though.
Well,
Yeah.
true, yeah.
Doing spells manually with the fucking player's handbook and just
Yeah. Fuck that shit. It's like, oh, this spell looks really good. Oh wait, that's not a cleric spell. That's a wizard
and then
spell. Oh
looking it
no.
up again. Blech.
Yeah. That's why whenever I played a spellcaster with pen and paper, I just printed out all of my, like, the entire spells that were dedicated to my class. And every start of a new day, I just rearrange them on the front page so that I knew what my spells were at the start of a day. And then I decided I'm just going to start playing sorcerers because then I only have that many spells. I don't have to worry about, like, remaking spells as a wizard. So I got used to playing a sorcerer for a while. Because fuck that. Anyways. So the night is yours. the entrance to the mine is wide open for you guys whenever you're ready.
Before we go in, I'm gonna reach down and place my hand on Terran's shoulder and grant him dark vision.
Excellent.
All right.
Well, let me.
You guys making your way in now?
Yep. Moving fast, and I'm mind bound.
Moving
right.
at a cautious pace.
All right. How are you guys approaching this?
We
What's the
like-
marching order?
Can we Scooby-Doo like tiptoe our way in?
Yes, that you can do that for sure.
Do we all agree to do this?
I am down.
I'm sorry, what? I was trying to find my key points.
So we're going
Scooby-Doo
like Scooby-Doo style, like one behind the other.
Oh my god, like
tiptoe right
tiptoe.
into it.
Oh boy. Gonna do like this and everything.
Yep.
Like taking shape of whatever like rock we pass by and then just alright. Yeah, I'm down.
So someone walks past and you see us up against the wall.
Yeah, we just see a rock that's like this, and so we're just like
All right. So yeah, you guys make your way into the mine. What is the marching order? Who's leading? Who's taking the rear?
I am in the back.
I am
Alright.
in the middle, the
Mr.
exact middle.
12.
I'll
Mr.
be up
12 hit
front.
points. All right.
I'll
I
be
have a-
safely in the middle.
All right.
No, I want to be safely in the middle.
There
No,
are
I'll
five
be
of you.
slightly in
Two of us
front.
can be safely in the middle. Technically, 4 of us can be safely in the middle.
Especially if
True,
I'm
true.
leading. A lot of you can just kind of hide behind me.
5.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
we'll just say
sure-
for convenience, Lilith is in the rear.
Nah.
All right. So
Me
you
and my
guys,
16 armor class are going to be in the middle.
yikes, that's such a low AC. Yeah, you guys make your way into the mine. I need whoever is leading to make a perception check.
Hello.
Stealth. Guidance. That's how I guide myself.
All right.
That's a 10.
10. All right. So you start making your way, leading the group, and it's not very long before, even with your dark vision, you start to kind of get the sense that this goes on for a little ways. And you guys get to a junction where it splits off in 3 different directions. One kind of angled to the left, one angled to the right, one going directly forward still. So with that perception check at 10 leading the way, nothing's really distinct between all 3 of these passageways. They all seem pretty much the same.
Okay. I'm
So if
going.
anyone else wants to take a look to try to parse the passageways, feel free to make a perception check for me.
I'll do a little perception, even though I have a +0 in it.
I'm in
What
the
were you saying,
middle.
Tethys?
I'm kind of following the leader right now, unless someone's like, damn, which way should we go?
Well, I just got an 18.
18. Okay. So you kind of take the lead a bit, kind of push your way up to the front, start looking down each of the pathways, and you notice that there's the slightest sound of just this like tink, 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 coming from the right passageway. It's barely perceptible, but it's there. And then as you
I locked up Tony Stark down here.
And then
as you kind of focus in a little bit more, you hear almost a grinding sound coming from directly ahead of you in that passageway.
turn to Tethys and I go, we should definitely not go to the left, but go to the right.
What makes you say that?
I'm hearing people to the right.
Only to the right.
Only the right. Listen, the choice is up to you. But, well, all of us, really. But, we should probably go to the right.
I want to see what they're doing, though.
Listen, to the right is conflict, to the left is passive. As far as we know, it's passive.
Right.
Hmm.
Can I get a show of hands? Right or left?
Didn't think we were planning a stealth mission.
Guns blazing is to the right, and to the left is we'll probably be sneaking around.
I'm gonna carefully start moving towards the right or down the right path.
Okay.
The
Yeah, we
halfling
should
kind of.
have someone like scope it out, not the whole party. Let's have one person scope out
Yes.
the right.
As you kind of start trailblazing the right-hand path, make a perception check for me. It's going to be one of those sessions.
6.
6? Okay. So you start walking down this path, and after about 20 feet or so, you start hearing what Rain was hearing, just that slight sound over and over again in a very steady cadence. And at a certain point, you feel your foot kind of catch something. And I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Oh,
Okay. Oh. 22.
2? Okay. So you are walking, and your foot your right ankle snags onto something, and you start falling forward, and you quickly kind of do dope monk shit, kind of roll over and land pretty steadily on your feet again. And as you look, there is a taut tripwire. I'll say nothing triggered, but there is, now that you notice it, a pretty obvious tripwire set down this path.
Okay. On it, I'm gonna cast Minor Illusion and just give it a slight glow. A very slight dim, so like if the party comes through behind me, they can see it.
Okay. I'll say the rest of you, as you're looking down this path, you see this ever so slight shimmer appear horizontally across the path at around ankle level.
that
It's
tripwire
barely
was on?
perceptible.
It's-
Would I be able to see anything further down the path?
Not really. Honestly, as you're looking down this, again, even with your dark vision, it seems like it just winds and continues onwards. At this point, it's no longer a straight path. It starts snaking its way at a downward angle, a decent degree, and it takes a very abrupt left turn.
Okay.
So you can't see very far beyond that point.
I'm gonna carefully make my way up to the sharp turn point and just kind of like peek around it, see if I can see anything else.
Gotcha. So as you're making your way through this area, a little bit more wary for different obstructions in the path, you gaze down the second pathway, and it kind of tapers to a point where, at your current point, it's about 10 feet from side to side. It tapers down to maybe 4 feet, then to 3 feet in this very tight, compact hallway. And as you're looking around, checking the walls, you notice there are a lot of very fresh marks on the walls. Like this has been freshly dug.
Okay. I will quietly make my way back to the group and just give them it's all clear. At least from what I can tell, so we can move forward.
right? Yeah, so it continues Scooby-Doo, just...
Yep. Scooby-Doo.
All right. And at this point, the Jaeger steps out of Lilith's body, and Lilith comes back to her normal form.
Alright.
All right.
And once the entire party makes it over that tripwire, I'm gonna dispel the minor illusion on it.
Okay. All right. So you're all going down the right path now? Justin, you're just following at this point, I guess. All right. So, same as before, this path is very fresh as you make your way to the turn. And as you start making your way down this second pathway, it gets constricting. and maybe about 50, 60 feet in, the ceiling of it starts dropping lower and lower and lower to the point where Tethys, you're having to hunch over, and Rain eventually stuff have to hunch over and just
my
to be able to
character's
reach in this
short.
area.
I just
What's up?
want you to remember my character. I believe is 5'9" or something like that. 5'6". So
Oh, he's 5'6"? Jesus Christ.
yeah.
thought he was in the higher end of 5 foot. Yeah, so I
Nope.
guess
Or 11.
but at a certain point it does reach where all of you, aside from the halfling, have to hunch over to fit into this area. And eventually there is this very tight corridor, maybe 2.5 feet wide and 3 feet tall, that continues down this pathway. And on the other end, much louder now, you can hear this steady just tink, 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 and then in a cadence, every once in a while, you hear one falter. So like, tink. There are at least 2 people on the other end of this, from what you can tell.
I could definitely fit, but I'm not about to go through it alone.
There was a second pathway that was back there, right? Or was it just like that sharp left turn?
The pathway on the right just goes straight for a while, goes downhill abruptly to the left, and then continues going downhill, gets narrower and shorter.
Okay.
So that's a one-way path on that end.
Okay.
I'm decently short. I can crouch like a foot and get in there. Sure, fuck it. I'm just gonna sneak, and I just want to take a peek.
Okay. Roll stealth check for me.
Sneak up.
Oh, we have 2 guidances now. Also, Justin, if you haven't, I don't know if you did before the session or not, but if you have different spells to prep, you guys did take a long rest before coming in here.
Okie doke.
So I'm not sure if you have like different sets you want to go for different encounters.
Okay, stealth. 21.
21? Alright. Soundlessly, you make your way down this very tight corridor. At a certain point, about halfway through, you kind of shrink down and you have to get on your hands and knees and just crawl. So at a certain point, it gets so short that even the short little half-elf has to get on all fours to crawl through. And at the end, you kind of poke your head in, and it is a large open area at this point. Make a perception check for me.
I'm gonna guide myself again. I'm gonna abuse the fuck out of guidance.
Like I said, if you guys are doing like a voluntary check, I am assuming you're guided. Because you have 2 clerics. One of you has it prepared.
19.
19? Okay, so you poke your head out, get like maybe your shoulders out, and start peeking around. And again, at this point in this enclosed cavern, the sound is almost like right next to you, it sounds like, as it just echoes. And you look around, directly ahead of you is this almost like center pillar of stone in this large open cavern. The walls themselves are very fresh. As you're kind of looking side to side, you see that there's stone that is very freshly hewn, no dust. There's a bit of like rock, like pebbles and scatterings of almost sand-like grains that are kind of cascading down the side with each pick hit. And as you're looking, you've never seen this kind of metal that's being mined out of this. Out of all your time being in the city, in both human cities, elven cities, woodlands, anywhere, this isn't iron, this isn't copper, tin.
It's adamantium.
It's not. it's not anything.
Vibranium.
It's Tony Stark, everyone.
It's unobtainium. You've never seen this before in your life.
What color is it?
You're looking at this very dark gray, almost black substance. If you didn't know any better, you'd almost think it was coal, but you know this coal wouldn't be mined in this fashion.
Is there any of it like in the wall near me or on the ground or like dust or anything?
There's some that are embedded in the wall, but this is stone, so you wouldn't be able to grab it.
In the wall near
Yeah.
me.
Like there's a vein. There are veins running like all throughout. There's just almost a solid vein, almost like
Hear me out.
Like iron or something.
yeah, where it's just kind of like snaking its way across. Like if you've seen Lord of the Rings, the mithril veins that are running through Moria, kind of like that, like snaking all across the inside of this chamber.
For when Take a Drink, he brought up Lord of the Rings.
Oh, here we go. We're doing this.
I'm gonna. There's a vein near me. I'm gonna
Yeah.
sniff it.
You sniff. It smells
What
like
am I
rocks. It smells like
Alright.
rocks, and you inhale a little deep and get a little bit of like the rock powder in your nose, and it kind of clogs up a little bit.
Does Peace get a high from it?
She does not any more high than she already is.
Are
I'm
you all the
gonna-
way in the room now?
She's like shoulders. She's on all fours, like peeking through, like shoulders through
Okay.
the entryway.
Like head craned round. Same vein. I'm just gonna kind of.
Why is your first reaction to lick everything?
It works. I found out it was poison by licking it. I'm just gonna.
Alright, you lick the wall. It tastes like rocks and ever so slightly metallic.
Oh.
Adds to
It's-
notes.
And like the slightest bit of salt, like a little bit of like a rock salt kind of thing, just barely.
Oh, God.
Why are you taking notes on this? Oh my god.
Doing the color initially, and then you're like, salty metal. And I was like,
Metal tastes salty.
listen. For the connoisseurs out there, there's a difference between licking a penny and a quarter. They're different.
Oh my god, you're some special. Alright.
Definitely a rock.
Okay.
Alright.
Sorry.
Yeah.
no,
But no, that's genuinely what my character says. It's like, it's a rock.
I mean,
It
that's
is.
wrong, but then I was just thinking about they're exploiting this mine for Iraq.
High wisdom, low in character.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah,
there.
they could be giving this money, like they could be selling this if it's valuable, then giving it back to the village.
Are you guys talking to each other right now?
Sure.
Because
sure.
you guys are on like opposite ends of this tunnel,
Yeah.
and at this point you'd be talking down like
Oh
20,
yeah, I would be
20
like,
to 30
"Hey!"
feet of cave. They'd be screaming through to talk to each other.
All right.
It's like me with the money.
Yeah.
So did I see people in there?
You didn't see anyone. No. From based what the sounds that are coming from, they seem like they're on the other side of that large stone pillar in the center.
And how big is the area?
Little like area where you are, there's this small, maybe 15-foot, almost entryway-esque kind of look before it widens out into this large, like donut-shaped chasm, or not chasm, corridor building thing. And from there, you can't really tell distance. It seems fairly large, though. And again, as you're looking down this, you can see that the veins kind of still twisting around. And you kind of get the sense, especially with the pickaxe, that the hits are getting more and more offbeat, less connected. Like something potentially could be happening on the other side of this. They're not as focused as they once were when you first poked through, so to speak.
Please make sure that they aren't noticing me, and if they don't notice me, I'm gonna start inchworming backwards into the
Alright.
hole.
All right. So yeah, you inchworm your way back, and eventually you're able to get back up and crouch and make your way back through to the rest of the group.
So I think there's a big cavern down there, and I think it's connected to the other path because there's no way they're hauling a pickaxe through there and all their goods. So, depending on our strategy with these guys, we could have the two smaller people flank them. If they prove themselves to be a threat later, we could retreat and come around two ways.
I
But we
like
don't-
this plan.
And not all of you can fit through there, I don't think. I forgot my southern accent.
I think Tethys could fit through there.
I could octopus myself.
It'd be like the Winnie the Pooh and Rabbit's house situation.
I think we should take a survey of the area first.
Yeah, let's go back,
Agreed.
check another tunnel.
So you're all
Fine.
making your way back down the tunnel.
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
Who's leading the way?
Oh we have. It's so narrow that we have to turn around and.
Oh yeah. But once it widens back out,
Yeah.
who's gonna take point?
I can take point again.
As I do want to point out that
Tethys' point.
you did dispel the illusion, so I'm gonna have you make a perception check to see if you can find out exactly where that tripwire was.
Okay. Nope. That's an 8.
Nope. Okay. What's the marching order? So we have
In the
Tethys leading.
I prefer to be in the back, just always.
Okay.
I'll be next. Why not?
Okay, so Tethys, Rain.
Rain.
Yeah, Tethys, Rain, Lilith,
Lilith.
Peace, and Terran. Okay,
Hmm.
I need Peace and Terran to make dexterity saving throws for me.
Oh, you
Huh.
did.
Because
I
you're
have
now
a
going
plus.
What saving throws again?
Wow,
Not you.
only
just Peace and Terran.
I have +7 to that, and I only rolled 11.
Oof.
11
15.
total.
15. Okay. So as you guys go, you have confidence in Tethys moving. Since he led the way the first time, he scouted ahead the first time. He should know this area. And you kind of hear this slight curse, and then this rumbling sound. And from above you, you see that there is maybe 2 or 3 large boulders that are falling from the ceiling as this tripwire falls. Peace,
We're Indiana Jones. everyone.
you kind of like shimmy your way and dodge out of the way very inelegantly, but you do it. Terran, you see her start moving, hear the rumbling, you're a little slow to react. You look up and just without enough time to react, get caught by one of these boulders. And you take... Funny thing is, this you only have 12 health.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't get one shot. Take 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh my god.
How do you only have 12 health?
My
It's like a -1 con
yeah,
modifier.
my
Oh.
constitution is a 9.
Level 3, 12 health.
I am infinite DPS with like no HP.
I got 2d6 damage. I got a 5 and a 6.
Dear god.
Alright, yeah, you take 11 points of bludgeoning damage as this boulder comes just like hits you flat on the back, and you hear something kind of like crack. And being as old as you are, that did a little more than it would to a normal person of
Yeah.
like a younger age. He kind of like hits you that perfect spot in the back where arthritis acts up a little bit. And he kind of is like, oh god.
I'm gonna, before I can stop myself, I'm gonna yell just like, ah! My back!
Oh no, I
My
wouldn't do
leg.
that.
And then I'm gonna remember that we're like in a cave trying to be quiet. I'm gonna clamp my hand over my mouth.
um,
I'm right behind you. I'm gonna go over your mouth too.
I
So,
was-
Is the tunnel cut off by the boulder, or can you kind of go around it?
You can. It's wide enough in this area that you can still work your way around it, but it's a little bit more difficult to get through this area now. It would be considered difficult terrain to kind of clamber your way over.
I'm gonna smack my hand over your mouth and go shh, shh, and kind of pull you down and cast Healing Word at 2nd level.
Okay.
Oh no.
Lilith,
Hmm.
with your passive perception of 16, you notice that the pickaxes have stopped. There's no longer that tink sound coming from farther down the pathway.
Oh. Okay. Guys, I think they hear us.
Mm.
You get
We
7
should go
hit
to the head of the cave.
I'll take it.
Unless you're an undead or a construct, then you get nothing.
Oh no.
DM, does he get better?
I mean,
Is Taryn gonna make it?
he's alive, he's conscious.
And say
He's still
I'm
hurt. But
technically alive.
he
What
still
else
just
do
took
you
a boulder to the back. But
You know, if I still had like 2 key points I could use, I would have been like, hey, can I like reaction cast silence?
unfortunately, I don't think you have
I do
key points
not.
to spend at this point.
I have 1 key point out of 3.
But yeah, so you made a decent amount of noise in this enclosed corridor. And at this point, now that Lilith pointed it out, you all notice that that constant cadence is no longer happening.
Listening real hard, does it sound like they're coming from the way we just came, or they're coming around the other way?
Make a perception check for me.
Guidance. Ooh, I'm gonna roll it with its corresponding D4.
Ooh, it's got to roll better then, right?
Oh,
You don't hear anything. You don't hear any footsteps coming. You don't hear You're so focused on the fact that there is no noise, you kind of psych yourself into thinking that there is no noise coming from anywhere.
I'm just gonna throw out the motion for everybody to just freeze, like Scooby-Doo mid-heist freeze, like
1 foot in the air.
I'm gonna keep listening.
You hear nothing.
I have pickaxe noises, which means they're sneaking around.
Are you guys gonna keep going down? Are you gonna just squat in this hallway until
They're gonna come see what that was. We should set up an area. We should either get out or we should set up. We should choose the battlefield.
Yeah.
So where are we right now in the right passageway? We're just past the tripwire part?
Yeah, you are sitting like right at the tripwire and everyone else is behind you.
Okay, how much further do we have to go until we get to the entrance of this passageway?
Towards the junction,
Yeah.
maybe 30 feet. I'd say it's not very far.
Not a bad spot.
Do we want to camp out?
I'm gonna go ahead and quietly make my way back to the junction.
Alright.
Yeah. Let's try to cut them off.
No, I have an idea. I don't know how well it's gonna work, but I have an idea.
Okay.
Do you say that out loud? Because I would be like, do you want to share with the class?
It's just more minor illusion shenanigans. Okay. So,
Yeah, you can easily make your way back to the main junction. There's
Okay.
nothing blocking your way. The tripwire's gone, that's the good news.
yeah.
You don't have to worry about a tripwire anymore.
Yeah.
And it only hurt your weakest person.
As we walk, I'm going to try and inspect my bow with my newfound dark vision to make sure it's not damaged.
Yeah. You know from experience, especially, that Minotaur horn holds up pretty damn well, and it takes more than a boulder to break it. If it were wood, might be a different story, but the horn is very strong. Like, you would know again from experience, Minotaur can ram into like logs and buildings at full speed, and their horns won't break. Like, it's a well-made bow from a well-made substance.
Very good.
So you're all making your way back to the junction?
Yep.
Alright. So you're all standing there, and again, you have the path to the left, path to the right, and the path straight forward.
Can someone make a perception check to see if we hear footsteps coming towards us?
If we hit the juncture, I'll listen again because I've been listening.
Okay.
Okay.
Make another perception check.
Dubious skilled. That was my guidance.
Pepping yourself up.
Yeah.
Here comes the one.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Alright. You hear, like rain before, you do hear that slight grinding sound coming from the path directly ahead of you. From the path to the right, you no longer hear the sound of anything. And the path to the left, you hear this very, very slight sound of footfalls. Incredibly slight. From what you can tell, especially with a dirty 20, it only sounds like one pair of feet. So one person making their way down. And at a certain point, with a dirty 20, you hear him stop. And then audibly, trap must have got him. And then they start receding back down the path until eventually.
Did they make it close to the juncture or no?
Not with an eyesight.
Okay.
They got to a certain point, psyched himself out of it, pretty much said like, we set a trap there for a reason.
Okay.
Like, there's no way they would have survived that. And then made their way back.
Quickly suggest to the group that we go just slightly down the center pathway. Because I got something I want to do down the right pathway.
I mean, it's the only option we have.
Coming from the left, yeah.
So I was gonna say if he came all the way back up, I was gonna be like, quick, use minor illusion, put like 2 little raccoon arms sticking out.
No, I got something better. I got something better going on here.
I'm gonna be like.
So are we all going down the center pathway for a moment here? Enough to hide at least? Alright. I'm gonna create, with minor illusion, like your stereotypical, like, female horror scream. Just like, ah! Come down from the right passageway.
Does minor illusion have sound to it?
Yes.
I didn't think it did. I thought that was major illusion.
If you create a sound, its volume can range from a whisper to a scream.
Okay.
It can be your voice, someone else's, a lion's roar, beating of drums, or any other sound you choose. The sound continues unabated throughout the duration, or you make discrete sounds at different times before the spell ends.
Okay. So yeah, with that piece, you would hear those footfalls abruptly stop after the scream, and then like hurriedly start making their way down towards the junction.
We were hidden before you did that, right?
Yeah.
You all started making your way down.
Yeah,
the center
you warned
pathway.
us that you were going to do this, right?
Yes,
That being the case,
I did.
and with this person now coming, I need you all to make stealth checks.
Cool.
Do I see a pass without trace?
I don't feel like I need to do pass without trace this time.
Oh, it was
Right.
on the 1 and it moved to the 7.
so I passed without
12.
trace.
16. Wait, do you actually pass without trace?
I'll say it's a little late. We already had a couple
Yeah.
rolls come in,
Okay.
so
Yeah, and one of them was mine, so 11.
11, 12,
Okay.
11, 16.
okay. So you all kind of like fall back into this pathway, and the scream comes out, and you hear the footsteps going, and you see this tall humanoid figure in like this long flowing robe with like a long like billowing cape behind him, and he comes in, kind of looks around, looks down this like the quarter in front of his feet to the path to the right, sees all the trap sprung, all the rocks on the ground, makes his way slowly into the junction, looks down the pathway kind of to scope, and sees you all attempting to hide, and then just shit, and just starts booking it
We're all
down
up
that
against
left
the wall
pathway.
again, Scooby-Doo style.
And he is actively running, and you hear this small like almost incantation from like under his breath, and he is gone down this pathway.
I couldn't like step of the wind at him to try to catch him.
What is your step of the wind movement?
You can spend 1 key point to take the disengage or dash action as a bonus action on your turn, and your jump distance is doubled for the turn.
Okay. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to catch up to him with that.
Okay.
So
I don't know if you heard me, but can I use my reaction to cast Scorching Ray?
okay. Yeah, roll to hit. Just kind of as an oh shit kind of thing as soon as he comes by.
Oh, disregard. It's 3 rays. I don't want to do that.
Okay.
And I didn't have. I have a crossbow, but it wasn't ready. So.
Yeah. I'll assume you don't just carry a loaded crossbow around.
It's safety
Okay,
first.
I was thinking
really.
about that meme where it's like the campaign if so and so had a gun.
Yep.
The campaign if peace had a gun.
Just walks into a room, bang.
Yep.
I
I started blasting.
would be hunted. I would have shot everybody.
Yeah,
So you meet your fellow compatriots, bam.
So your presence is now explicitly known. I'll say they have seen you. He started running back down, and he is gone.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll
Well-
start following.
Guns blazing it is.
Yep.
Whatever a gun is.
It's
Guns
we're going in
blazing.
crossbows
Damn it,
blazing.
my bread caught on fire.
All right, so you're gonna start making your way hurriedly down this left pathway.
A pretty
Yep.
steady
Alright.
trot, yeah.
All right. So you guys start walking at a rushed pace down this left-hand corridor, and I need whoever's leading just to make a perception check for me.
Athos.
Yep, that's gonna be me again. Good old -1. Here we go. Another 10.
Another 10. Okay. At a certain point, you're almost breaking into like a jog. And again, something catches your foot. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Ah, no problem. Big problem.
6.
That's a 6.
Okay. Thankfully, there wasn't a tripwire this time. But as you are running, you do feel the slight tug as your right foot sinks a little bit lower, almost imperceptibly. As you stumble and trip and fall face first on the ground, a gout of flame opens out from beneath you, and you take really 4 points of fire damage.
Okay.
Burnt kitty.
Maybe we should wait for them to engage us.
I agree with this.
We are following them into a clearly
We are in their.
deep layer.
They have
that
home
they-
field advantage,
well.
whatever that means.
Would I be able to like discern where that came from? Like where I stepped?
Yeah, there's a noticeable indent in the ground now from where you stepped.
Okay.
It seems like it was a one-time thing, a
Okay.
one-time trap, unless it's reset.
Okay. I was gonna minor illusion it again, but
Peace and Lilith is gone. But Peace, with your passive perception, you notice that the ground in this area is noticeably smoothed out. I'll say where Tethys is standing in particular is still rock and still natural, but it is very smooth, worn, and it almost seems like partially paved. Like this is well-worked stone.
Gonna poke it with the toe somewhere else.
Everything seems normal in this area, at least. You kind of poke around the area around where the initial pressure plate was, and you don't feel anything. Nothing sinks.
Hmm.
We clearly ran back this way so that we go through all this nonsense. But
How far down would you say we are in this left tunnel right now?
At this point, it's a straight shot for maybe 60 feet. You just hit maybe the 50-foot mark, and 10 feet ahead of you is an abrupt turn to the right, and starts going steadily down.
Hmm. And when we were trying to hide, we didn't really see anything down that central pathway, did we?
No. Honestly, when you guys were hiding, it was we need to get out of the way, go into the hallway, and just kind of find whatever you can to hide behind before the screen was let out.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is what he said just got me second guessing now, especially with this being a sharp right, like turn to the right. It's like, what if they both just lead down towards the central pathway anyways? Hmm.
I'm already out of my element, so
Yeah. I get. Yeah, I was just gonna pass that thought onto the group. Just like, what if all three of them meet down that central pathway, and there's just traps along these side ones?
you may have specifically ran that way. I think we should go the center path on the off chance that it connects. Then we can avoid the traps, and also they think we're following them this way. So maybe we run to the traps and then they think we left. That's too much trouble, so there isn't really any downsides I can see from going the center path, except they might be more prepared, but can you be more prepared than they already are with this tunnel?
Got a point. I think we should go down that center pathway.
All right.
I'm nudging. Yep.
I'm still kind of limping around, so.
So you all make your way back to the junction?
Yep.
All right. So you make your way back easily enough, and with your passive perceptions, you don't hear anything coming. The footfalls are long past gone. Again, you don't hear picks anymore. Everything is kind of eerily quiet after the events that just transpired.
I'm gonna be like, get out of my way. And I'm gonna take the lead on this one, and I'm gonna use, I have a light cantrip, and I wanna just make like a teeny tiny one, like on my finger. And then just kind of like use it like a hooded lantern, so if something happens, I can,
Okay.
you
All
know?
right. Yeah.
Are you actually doing it with like your little finger too?
All right. You're
I
going
like
down the center
this.
pathway now?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye
Alright.
out with my light.
All right. So as you're making your way down the center pathway, it goes steadily downward. The path, instead of narrowing like the other ones, at a certain point, kind of bow out a bit. So it started as about 10 feet from wall to wall, eventually expands into 12 feet, 15 feet, until it's almost like its own wider corridor, before, again, starting to taper back down. and Peace, especially with your passive perception and your previous knowledge, you do see these ever so slight veins, almost like carved out of like just bare traces of that metal you found earlier in the caverns. It doesn't seem like there's any like large chunks left, but there's just like that trace, like almost paper thin, like skin of it left on some of the surrounding rocks. But you come to a point going downhill where it starts steepening drastically, going down maybe at a 30-degree angle at this point. And it starts getting more and more narrow to the point where it's going to be a single file affair from here on out. So
I'm gonna brace against the sides of the wall so as it gets steeper, I still have like a hand.
You do like
Put
the
out my
spider
thing
wall
and
thing?
brace the sides and just kind of spider monkey down.
all right. So you shimmy your way down, well supported, leading the way. And you reach a point where there is a large, like, almost monolith blocking the way. And from inside of it, you just hear this ever so slight, or from, not inside of it, but inside of that area, this slight grinding sound. Like,
From the monolith?
from like the other side around that area.
Is it
We suddenly
completely
turned into
blocking the
monkeys
way,
and threw
or
a bone in the air?
It's like not completely blocking. There's maybe like a foot on one side of it that you can try to like squeeze through to get around, but it's mostly blocking. And as again with passive perception here, Peace would see that the stone that is on that left-hand side where there is that gap is freshly carved, like within maybe the past couple of weeks that it's been carved out.
Squish and poke.
All right, you squish and poke, and on the other side of this, you see this large contraption, almost like a mill, like a grain mill. But on the inside of it, you're seeing this almost funnel that's leading down from either side of it, both left and right, that's funneling down this black metal material that is then getting dumped into it,
Totally gunpowder.
that is just being ground into this extremely fine powder. What?
I want to leave here with a gun. I want a gun. I'm a multi-class into
He
guns.
says, got a
God.
gun.
So that's what you see. There's a giant, almost mill-like device that is running, that is grinding down this black metal.
Can I see more of this monolith that's in the way? Like, is it carved out of the ground? Was it pushed there?
From what you can tell, it's not carved out of the ground, but it seems like it's not natural for sure. If you want to take a closer look, make an investigation check for me.
Is it the same monolith from 2001: A Space Odyssey? Am I now a monkey staring at a monolith?
Yes.
eerie music permanently in the background?
Nat 1? Nat 20?
It's a nat 20, but I have a -1. But with guidance, it's 21.
All right. So you give a very thorough look at this monolith. Do you speak Draconic?
No.
Do you understand? Can you comprehend? Can you read Draconic? Can you read not read Common but read Draconic?
But no, unless Mike has told me something.
Mike has not taught you how to speak the Draconic language. That is
dragon.
a multi-year endeavor of a very niche language.
Yeah.
But there are very
Draconic!
Does she at least recognize that it is draconic, though?
Especially with the 21, you would recognize it is draconic, and all across this pillar is just etchings of this language going all around it, and every once in a while, this large, like, picture etching of what appears to be a four-headed dragon on one side of it, and the other side, a single one-headed dragon. Noticeably, the side that has the four-headed dragon is maybe painted or crafted in some way that it is jet black. And on the other side that has the other dragon is marble, just pure, almost pure white.
My big brain energy is connecting these to the statues in the jewel
Mm-hmm.
that are obsidian and marble. The obsidian one is Tiamat, and the marble one is Bahamut. And now
Alright.
I'm gonna brace my monster thighs against the really enclosed
What did
crevice.
you-
I'm gonna push back and try and push the thing.
You got a 21, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you would also notice that on the, like, I guess to you it would be almost eye level. There is this almost, like, indent of it that has almost like a small pedestal in the center. On either side, one with the four-headed dragon, one with the single-headed dragon.
JD, I know what you're doing.
Wow.
It wasn't that hard to figure out, but I know what you're doing.
I'll say I'm so proud.
Anyway, I'm bracing my monster thighs against the wall, and I'm gonna try and push the monolith back.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing it too. I'm gonna see this. I'm gonna do it too.
Well,
You can't.
either
It's so narrow.
I'll say either
Well,
roll
okay,
individually
so-
or Tethys kind of.
Are-
I can assume you can assist by like bracing your arms inside and kind of like trying to pull it while she braces and
So wait,
tries
is
to
she?
push.
Wait, are you trying to push it back out towards us?
No, I'm trying to push it out that it's barring us from.
Okay, because I was thinking just push it off to the side, like like a secret bookcase almost.
I'm just trying to push it in some direction that gets it out of the way.
Okay.
Okay.
Because right now it's cutting off the cavern, which is like super narrow, so we're like spider monkey down it. So you'd have to like
Yeah.
me to push it,
Okay.
from my understanding.
Yeah. So either both roll for strength or one roll strength with advantage. Leave that up to you.
What's your strength modifier?
+3.
Mine's +1. I'm gonna be like, come down here, and I'm gonna wiggle out of the way.
Okay. To the best of my ability, I will grab hold and either push or pull.
Strength check with advantage.
And I'm gonna smack your ass and give you guidance.
It's push, not pull.
So that is 17 plus 3, 20 plus the
20?
guidance.
Okay. So roll d4.
Uh, Hey, that's a 4.
It's a 4.
24.
Juicy
24?
guidance. I got some crack in there.
Tickled the bunghole a little bit.
Yikes.
So,
Just take a little pinky. Think.
exactly.
The
Alright.
pinky got in and gave him a little. Ooh.
All right. So you brace yourself, get a nice little ass slap, and push with all of your strength, and it's just not budging. As you're looking it over, it's still like in the ground, in the solid earth. Probably a decent amount for you putting that much effort into it, not being able to move it.
Does anyone have a pickaxe in their gear?
Honestly, if
Hold
one of you
on.
has an adventurer's gear or dungeoneer's kit, probably.
Let me double check that.
I'm not sure though. I'm not sure what comes in each kit. Don't have that memorized.
I have rope.
I have a tinderbox and torches.
Darn it.
DM, if I suck in really hard, can I wiggle my whole body through
I have
the
a hammer. I have.
foot-wide gap?
Oh wait, I do have adventurer's gear.
Yeah, it'll say specifically if you have a pickaxe in that. I'm pretty sure one of the kits has a pickaxe. I think it's like the Dungeoneers or something like that. I don't
pretty
know.
sure it's Dungeoneers.
So I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I have a adventure.
oh, he's dying. He's going down.
I have adventurer's gear. So I have
Yeah.
a hammer, a flask, that sort of stuff. Mirror and steel, oil flask, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, basic stuff.
I could take the hammer though and like use it to like chip a little bit away, but not a whole lot. I would say.
For the ruckus it would make, I don't think it's worth it. But
Well, it's
DM,
like a little hammer. It's like
can I
the
wiggle?
hammer you have at your house.
Yeah, if you like, you can wiggle through.
I
I'm
can follow
wiggling.
you.
Yeah, that wouldn't be too big of an issue. You can kind of like suck in, wiggle your way. Also, your camera's frozen. In the
I
best
can
contemplative
follow.
look.
If you get through, I'll follow.
Yeah, without too much issue, you both can kind of wiggle your way in.
Right. Or if we make a ruckus that if you guys set something off so that they don't attack you while you're something. I'm wiggling through. I'm just doing my little wiggle worm thing.
We have another Shadow Monk with silence.
Yeah, that's right. So I cast silence.
Like that
Can
would
you
just
read
negate all noise within a 20-foot sphere.
So what's the exact wording on that? Is it just silence at a 20-foot?
120 feet or a 20-foot radius.
Okay. So just
For the
20 feet around you is just silent?
Yeah. So
Yep.
for the duration, no
Alright.
sound can be created within or pass through a 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point you choose within range, which is the 120 feet.
Yeah.
Any creature or object entirely inside the sphere is immune to thunder damage, and creatures are deafened while entirely inside it. Casting a spell that includes a verbal component is impossible there.
Okay. Alright. Okay. So, yeah, you create this, like, almost pulsing black aura around you before it dissipates into being clear. And you can't hear a damn thing. None of you can hear a damn thing at this point.
I
You try
try
to...
I'm just gonna sit here laughing because I know exactly what's going on.
I'm just gonna draw my dagger, put it in my teeth, and kind of glare backwards, and then keep going around the monolith.
just screaming every curse word I know and like counting them off.
How long does this
Wow,
last
it's
for?
really working. Holy crap.
Concentration up to 10 minutes.
Okay. So, yeah, you guys pretty easily wiggle worm your way through this. Is it just the two of you that are going through?
I think only both of them can fit.
I think we're the two that can fit, yeah.
Would I?
So, yeah,
I might be able to. 138 pounds.
yeah, so you can squeeze your way through if you like suck in and kind of just like lean in.
We pull your arm.
I'm like, it's like,
Like Poe trying to serve tables in Kung Fu Panda. Suck it up!
Yep.
Exactly.
Just completely botches it.
Yeah, you three can make your way in there, and again, the other two of you both notice the same mill in the center. And now that you're like up close, it is pretty loud until Rain steps into that radius,
oh yeah.
and it just goes completely silent, which is kind of this weird, like, disconnect between sight and hearing to your senses, where you're seeing these rocks getting ground up into dust and like a fine powder, but you're not hearing any of it. But you guys are now in this area, which is about maybe a 50-foot circular diameter. And peace, passive perception, specifically one thing that's not really off, just one thing that's different, is that the wall on the opposite end of the monolith is flat instead of curved like the rest of them. And the walls in this area have been here for a while. Like, this isn't freshly hewn stone like the rest of this pathway. This has been here for a little while.
While everyone was coming through, I was gonna like survey the area too, like sneaky.
Okay. I mean, you just want to make a perception check for this area then?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will
It's
too.
just that is it a closed off cavern?
Yep. So from what you can tell,
Yeah.
also before perception check, it is just an enclosed circular area with two funnels coming from flanking this thing. As every once in a while, like a chunk of that black substance gets thrown down and ground up in the mill. 18. All right.
I only
and
rolled a 9.
9. All right. So 18. As you're kind of surveying the area, pretty much what I said before. It's a circular area with one flattened off wall on the other side, and you're looking at the machine, you're looking at the funnels, you're noticing that specifically there's a decent amount more of this ore coming from the right-hand side of this. So what would be coming from the right pathway where you went down initially is kind of funneling this area, or this black ore down into this area. And every once in a while, barely perceptible, just at the very edges of your consciousness, you almost see that flattened wall just shimmer ever so slightly.
I'm gonna shovel some of the dust into my pack if it's accessible.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna like put it in a pouch to have
Okay.
for my new gun. That's definitely coming. I'm
Because
gonna
this
get
is
a gun.
because this is totally gunpowder.
Like,
I'm gonna shovel it in regardless.
Yeah.
here's a question. Here's a
What's up?
question my character has. Is this shiny black rock stuff, is that what the monolith was made out of that I just saw?
No. No.
Okay.
Those are two different substances.
Alright.
But I guess the thing's gonna be obsidian because that's what the statuette was. Anyway, I'm rubbing it into my gums like cocaine.
You're rubbing the black substance into your
Yeah.
gums.
Uh-huh.
Okay, it hurts like a bitch because it's shards of rock. I'll say
Did you
it
want
definitely doesn't feel good. It definitely doesn't taste good,
What
And
does
you're
it
not-
taste like?
and you're not getting a high off it. It
It
tastes
does
just like
taste
when
like
you
rotten
licked the
eggs?
rock before.
If it tastes like rotten eggs, it's totally gunpowder.
We still
I'm
can't
gonna go
talk. I'm gonna look there and be like, what? What?
Because I didn't think this through, it means Peace definitely didn't think this through, and she's gonna just smack the fuck out of what appears to be a flat rock wall.
All right,
Alright.
you smack it,
Never matter.
and you just straight through it, and you kind of catch yourself as you like stumble backwards and stumble a little bit forward, and the two of you that are in this room with her both just see her like body just go into this wall as she goes to smack it.
Turn around. I'm gonna be like, oh shit, that really would have hurt if it happened. And I'll pretend like I'm getting sucked in through the wall, and I'm gonna like silently scream like,
Make a performance
All right.
check.
Alright, I decast this
I was gonna say, we
Yeah.
still can't
Yeah.
hear you.
yeah.
So the whole point of me suggesting the silence in the first place was if we were gonna chip at some of that statue.
Oh.
I'm loving this
What's the-
either way.
We're
Or-
just bumbling right now.
Yeah.
Like,
I
there's
don't think
so
I've
much
rolled in double
frustration.
digits yet.
the performance is 9.
9. Yeah, she kind of like gives this overly dramatic, like Shakespearean, like performance, getting sucked into this wall, and you're both looking at her just as she's flailing around incoherently as her body just slowly disappears into this wall.
My character just
And
I'm-
peace. As you are on the other side of this,
Yeah, I poke my head back out like, no, I'm not. Wait, no, I can see the other way. Never mind, disregard. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
on the other side of this wall, as you're looking forward, the same further down this passageway, you see this large, ornate door that's carved with, again, having this almost black glass-like finish, kind of coating, snaking its way through, and then again having that white marble-esque substance snaking through as well, coming together into this large, solid door. You're looking at?
Yeah.
Okay. Make a Constitution saving throw for me.
That's why I lick.
That's why I make physical contact with everything I don't know about.
I'm like a 5-year-old. Break down the hat. Constitution saving?
Yeah.
16.
16? Alright. Let's pop into DM Whispers real quick.
Uh-oh.
Yep, and there goes the cameras.
Do we have cams?
Nope, that's not what I meant to do. There. I'll just do that.
I'm going to actually.
Justin,
make
you
sure-
doing alright, dude?
Yeah, I'm picking up dairy food again.
Oh, yeah.
So
Major stomach problems?
yeah, didn't think it would be this bad.
Yikes.
So, does anyone else think that this town is secretly worshipping dragons?
Could be.
Now that I mean, our characters can't really talk about it. Me
Mhm.
and Taryn can.
Yeah, I'm still.
I mean-
well, Lilith and I are still back on the other,
We-
other
we
side of
signed
the
We-
language.
statue.
yeah, We also just didn't react when she pretended to get sucked through a wall, so we kind of need to react to that.
I mean, that's my character. Is just like, oh, you're, like, I'm like, oh, was it a good performance? So I'm like, yeah. Make me care.
I wasn't there to react, so.
Yep. But yeah, but just like with the mayor who died, having dragons in his desk, figurine dragons in his desk, and then this black obsidian substance, bit sus.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if it was of value to mine, why not invest back into the town?
Yeah, I was thinking at first that it was gonna be like obsidian that they were mining, like just to create more monoliths. But when he said that it was different, I'm like, all right, maybe gunpowder, and then that got ruled out, and I was like, all right, I don't know. At this point, I don't know anymore. So I have no idea.
Also, when are we going to ever have a DM Whispers chat with 25 people?
Yeah, I was looking at that too, like,
Just we have one day where we have way too many people.
NPCs? Wait, but I guess at that point they would be PCs.
Yeah.
Just JD talking to himself. NPC after NPC.
It's just JD in that chat, just going
Yeah.
through it.
Yeah, like AIs or something to talk back or something. That'd actually be kind of cool. You set up like AI Discord accounts that like actually respond and like learn as you do more conversation. So you could get like NPCs.
They're just Skyrim NPCs.
Yeah. I like honestly like I feel like that would be pretty cool, pretty immersive. Like if you were like if you could go through and like give them all different voices too. I don't know how I feel about this tense music though that he puts up. Like something's gonna go down here in a minute.
Nah, he just wants us to be on edge at all times.
Wait.
This is all World of Warcraft music.
I think so, but for a second it sounded like it was Greedfall music. And I was like, wait a second, this sounds very familiar.
To me, this is just relaxing jungle ambiance.
Yeah.
Well, that's what a lot of the Greedfall music is like, it's either relaxing jungle ambiance, tense jungle ambiance, or combat jungle music.
Or the DK rap.
Mm,
Just the DK rap comes on.
a
and-
little
What?
less than that. I need to get like hold on. Can I just do this? No. I can't. At some point I'm gonna get like an image or something that I can put up and be like waiting for DM Whispers to be over. Cams will be back in a moment. Once everybody's back in here. Just so that people aren't like, okay, what the heck's going on? What did I just do? That's taking him a hot second.
I know.
Yeah.
Also, during this, I was looking up pictures to replace my water genasi. And deadass in Google image search, you search up water genasi male, and after like page 1, you get Will Smith's genie from Aladdin.
Yes.
Oh man.
Do it. Do it.
Well, I know what my
Yeah.
roll 20 profile picture is now going to be.
Yes. Perfect. I need to go watch that now. I have tomorrow off.
Yeah.
I should go watch that.
I thought about making my
Nah, worth
picture
it.
the Martin Freeman Bilbo.
Nice.
But I was like, that's a little too meta.
I am in the process of commissioning one of my old high school friends to not only help me make my like Leonin costume for like a cosplay for whenever we do our IRL stuff, because why the fuck not, but I'm also commissioning to see if she will draw me my Leonin to have for profile picture.
Yeah.
Sounded cool.
Doing in person is going to be difficult.
Not if by that time I got like 4 cameras.
Good luck with that. Cameras are really expensive.
Well, I'm
Especially
just
if you want-
saying, for me, like getting up there is
Yeah.
going to be difficult.
But yeah, and it's also just too, you'll not know the complications that go into setting up cameras in a live feed.
That's what I have you for.
Then I get paid by the hour.
Yikes!
We be back.
Glad to know I can count on you, Dalton, to help me out in my time of need.
Yep, but only by the hour.
Alright, so we gotta make sure it's under an hour.
Bet I'm taking my sweet ass time.
Alright, fine, I'll figure it out myself. Fuck you.
It's not that hard to figure out. It's just all the manual labor that goes into it.
I feel like I missed something important here. Oh god.
Oh, he's talking about setting up cameras for a live feed, and I'm
Oh.
just like, and he's like, "Oh, Dalton, I'll just fall on Dalton for that." I'm like, "Yeah, I get paid by the hour then."
$40 an hour.
Yep, and
All right.
a
So,
six
yeah.
pack at the end.
What you all see, or the two of you that are in this room still, is Peace just kind of falls through this wall, terrible acting as she pretends to be sucked through this wall. Then she's gone for a little while. A few
Oh.
minutes. Not too long. Maybe 3 minutes or so pass before we reach where we are now.
All right.
When she still doesn't come back out, I'm gonna like take a deep breath and start walking towards the wall.
I'm like,
You
no.
approach what appears to be a solid wall.
I touched the wall.
All right, you go out and try to touch it. Your hand goes straight through it. And Peace on the other side, you just see this disembodied hand start reaching out on the other side.
All right.
I'm just gonna say peace. Can she hear me?
I mean, you're still in the silence bubble, so
No, he
No, he
dispelled it.
decasted it.
you dispelled it. Okay.
Yeah, I dispelled
All right.
it. Yeah, because otherwise we could
Oh,
be
that's
here for a moment just being like, so yeah, I'm like slowly, just like slowly but surely, just like, all right.
What if
And,
the
then-
wall
and then
really
once I get like
ate
arm
me?
deep, I'm like doing the like wave my
Yeah.
hand around.
Once you like call my name and you're waving around, I'm like, what if the wall really ate me? It's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, I was definitely going to react before you guys went into DM whispers, but I'll step through.
Well, I'm like still like just like elbow in, just like trying to like find peace. Like maybe it's just like a small room.
Maybe it's a coat closet.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm
And
gonna
then-
take another deep breath, mutter under my breath about how I'm too old for this, and step through.
All
I'm
right.
too old for this shit.
You step through, and you see Peace sitting there perfectly fine. And on the other side of her, you see this large door, which I think I described in normal chat. Pretty sure.
No.
Okay. So
Well, for intensive purposes, I guess I'll just like finish going through
yeah.
the substance.
So you walk through the wall and appear on the other side, and maybe 20 feet farther down this path, you see this large door that kind of has this weaving and waving similar to the material the obelisk was made out of. This black glass-like substance kind of snaking its way through, and then this white marble-ish substance snaking through till it kind of joins in the center as this large, just colossal door is blocking the rest of the pathway on. You do see that there is a joint, like, separation in the center where it would split normally. You don't see any handholds, footholds, knockers, nothing. It's just a flat slab.
Awkward.
Can I touch the monolith?
Are you touching the gate or the monolith?
The
Because
gate.
the monolith is on the outside.
Oh yeah, then the gate.
The gate?
I like try to open it.
It's a ways off, so at this point, when you guys have come through, I'm gonna get up, and when you start going towards the door, I'm gonna like grab you. No.
What is it going? Oh,
Like,
What is it going
what
to
happened
do?
here?
It doesn't go where we need. We should go.
but it's important to note.
Not this. We're not prepared for whatever that is. We have to go.
Okay.
Duly noted. Do you want to
Le-
leave however, peace? You seem quite
Yes.
comfy here. Alright.
Lead on
Right.
then.
You're all
I'm
making your way
gonna
back down?
attach my lantern to my belt and
Anyway.
then kind of pull my cloak on and over it.
Alright.
Well, we're going to leave this place called Figure It Out Later.
So you make your way back out of there?
You
Yep.
need the statues anyway. We should go.
So
Never
How
seen
far out are you just going back to the main where the grind
Yeah, the
is,
main-
or are you going out to the rest of the group?
I imagine getting to the main thing, because then
Yeah,
I
let's
wanted
go
to
back
see
to the
where the
mill.
funnels are coming from.
Okay.
Because it
Yes.
seems weird to have funnels but no way down.
Yeah. The funnels are leading like up. They're on either side up top, leading down into the mill. So you can kind of piece together just from location and the topography of how this cave, you noticed it was set up going down both pathways, that there's probably some areas on either side, be it the large cavern on the right-hand side or whatever is on the left-hand side you didn't explore. There is something that is feeding this material into this central, like nexus almost.
I'm looking for a way that people would access the mill.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you're looking around, make a perception check for me.
Guide myself. 21.
21?
Dirty.
All right, so you scan the area and you look on either side beneath where the funnels are, and you see this very slight, like, kind of cave-in indentation as you see this, like, almost dumbwaiter-esque setup where it's about maybe 1.5 feet, 2 feet tall, and as you kind of peek up and look, it widens out into this, like, chimney almost. And you look up and you see there's like a large wooden platform up top with a rope that's kind of connecting it. So you kind of put together it's a dumbwaiter situation. Someone would be on this and crank themselves to get to this area.
All right. Or also just
Is the
not going down.
dumbwaiter thing accessible by us? Like, if you climbed up onto the mill, could you haul yourself up? Or is it
Currently, no. It's
Okay.
in like its own separate chimney right now. So there's like maybe a 2.5 by 3 foot like hole in the wall essentially. And as you like are looking into that hole in the wall, that's where you see this like large cratered area that spreads out to be much wider and like much more spacious. And then above, up top, where you would assume the cavern is where the wooden platform is. So it's currently inaccessible from the central area. But you can assume that it's currently set up so the people that are in that cavern could access that to get down here.
All right. Are we also just going to forget about the fact that we didn't we see people run down this way?
You
Mm-mm.
didn't see
No.
anyone in the center area.
Well, like
This is the
further
other
up the
way.
hallway, we felt like we were in pursuit of people, and now they're no longer here.
They went left, and we
Oh.
followed for a little bit, and then there were a bunch of traps, so we were like, oh, let's go the center way to see if it joins
Okay.
up.
Yep.
So, all right. All right. I think once again, we have information and yet no conclusion down
Yep.
this path.
Deathis is getting a little restless and is thinking that he's gonna start heading back and try to go down that left path.
Yeah, we should.
Because they've been gone a while, and I want to try to get back there and see what's going on. So my thinking is that other pathway maybe leads over there. So I am continuing going back that way.
As soon as we figure that out, I'm gonna like poke my head in. I'm gonna be like, "We're coming back through. There's nothing this way."
Say, well, there wasn't nothing.
Yeah, there was that thing that you told us not to touch.
That you are conveniently not explaining whatsoever.
We're coming
There's
back
a
here,
reason
Pete.
it was hidden is not something we need to deal with. I don't know what the fuck it was, but we don't need to deal with it.
Well, I feel like eventually we will have to deal with this. So we are
We're
going to come back here,
nobodies. We
Pete.
don't have to deal with shit for free. Main plot, who? Fuck you.
All right.
But anyway, we make our way back through.
Okay. So you reconvene with the rest of your little party here. Are you guys all collectively?
Last. I'm gonna make sure they go through without any shenanigans before I crawl back through. I'm gonna give him like a boost and then ass shove in.
You're loving the ass today. All right. So yeah, you guys can squeeze your way through. You did it once. You kind of like get the hang of it at this point. Like the
It's
first time it
wide
was,
a bit.
the first time it was a little awkward. It's kind of like, okay, now grab, now pull, and now it's just like, all right, just shove, and just like, easily push everyone through. All right, so you guys are going down the left pathway this time.
Yeah,
Yep.
I've already
All right.
started.
Yeah. So following Teth's brave lead after triggering 2 traps.
Yep. At this point, I'm just like, I've come down here for something. I'm not leaving without it kind of attitude.
You start making your way down this left-hand pathway, and over the like sprung trap that was, you make your way to the central, it's not central, the area where it cuts off to the right, and from there it goes steeply downhill, maybe about probably 50 feet or so, at like a 50 to 60 degree angle downwards.
Are we all together right now? Do we all make our way back up, or is this just Tethys?
I say we're all together except for Tethys, who's a bit further ahead.
Yeah, so I assume you were all going to the left and Tethys was leading the way a good like 10, 15 feet ahead of you guys. If that's the way you guys want the marching order to be, go for it. But if you want to do something else, let me know.
Will we do sneak?
So yeah,
I think we
I'm
just
not even
accept it.
sneaking at this point. I'm just trudging.
you go down this corridor, and once you reach that little steepened area, just like the other path, it progressively gets more and more narrow until the point where you are again forced to go single file. Do you want to change the marching order at all, or do you want Tethys to continue leading?
If it's narrowing, I'm gonna like fight my way to the front so I can like perceive with my elven eyes.
Alrighty. So you worm your way up to the front and get up and start leading the way. And you start going, and similar to how the right-hand path went, eventually it flattens out and just starts shrinking down. Only this one is still tall. Your shoulders to the wall at this point. Tethys, at this point, you're kind of like
Tethys is-
sideways, just kind of like shimmying through because of how large you are.
Does not bother me at all.
But you can eventually reach this area where it's just like smack 6 feet tall and single file, maybe a foot and a half across.
I can still fit
That
in there. My
leads-
mane is like brushing the top, but you know,
Yeah.
it's fine.
So on the other side of this, you see what seems to be very similar to the other side as you're kind of like peering down this. About 30 feet is when the little narrowed passageway stops. And on the other side of that, for another 30 feet or so, it continues out into what seems to be a larger cavern, similar to how the right-hand path was set.
Like the right hand or the center path was set.
Like the right-hand path was set up. The
So
center
it
path is
gets
its own
really
unique
small
thing.
again, where you have to like crawl through.
The height is set at about 6 feet the whole way through, but as far as the main like corridor or not corridor, the opening, the large, it's another C word. Can't fucking think of it. The large room that was on that side. This side is set up similarly to that, as far as you can tell right now. Yeah, the corridor would be like the passageway. It's like there's another cavern. There we go. Cavern.
I'm going to make sure I'm far back enough where I won't be heard, and I'm gonna cast Detect Magic at first level.
Okay.
Which gives
What
me
is the range on that?
30 feet.
30 feet? Okay.
Up to 10 minutes though, so if like nothing
Yeah.
dings, I'm gonna like sneak forward.
Okay. At this point, nothing dings,
Sneaky
except
sneak.
for there is trace amounts of magic from the people behind you, as I think a couple of you have. One of you definitely has a magic item. I think a couple of you have one as well. But
Does anything
yes.
ping off?
Yes.
I imagine it's kind of like an arrow to the side of the head with how much it pings.
Oh yeah.
Okay, heard.
But are you gonna
It says
keep like
magic.
yeah?
Can
I'll
I
have to
get
think on that
anything
one.
off of it?
I'll have to think on that one to see exactly what school that would be.
Okay, well, just like you can give me vibes.
Like
Good vibes, bad vibes.
the best way I can describe it would be like a benevolent necromantic aura.
Okay, heard.
Like
Then I'm gonna.
not like the not like a ray of sickness kind of thing, but like it's warm and fuzzy, but also, you know, evil in a way.
Okay. Is your dad wearing a werewolf mask? We love it. I'm gonna give them the all clear for the immediate area. I'm gonna sneak out. I'm gonna like look for
Roll-
people.
Roll
Look
for
for traps.
roll for stealth as you're kind of making your way to the mouth of this little narrow passageway.
Guidance.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah, that
myself.
was the cheek tap. He was
If she
giving me.
grabs her boobs or smacks her face, it's guidance.
17. It's
17.
this, that. It's a lot of things.
All right, 17. You said.
Yeah, 17.
All right. So you make like just very slight like scuffling sounds, but it's easily masked by the rest of the natural sounds that are happening in this cave. And you kind of push your way and peek your way and kind of like shimmy your way like before, only now you're kind of like standing up and kind of peek around the area. And at this point, your detect magic has 3 pings, like distinct, separate things. And as you are looking out, you see, very similar to the other cavern, on the left and right sides are these walls going out maybe about 15 or so feet. And on the other side of those walls, you're feeling these magical pings.
I also, with my spell, I see an aura around the visible creature or object. So if it's a trap or something in the wall, I would see like an aura around it.
Okay. Let me see here. Okay, so the pings that you're getting, the rough shape of them, one of them looks like a small like circle, like almost like a ring. The other one is a cloak, and then another ring, and then like a small pouch, or I guess not small, a large like cylindrical pouch.
Those sound suspiciously like people things, so I'm gonna
They-
listen close.
They're floating off the ground and look like they are arranged on a roughly people-shaped thing.
Weird. How far away? Is it like around a corner or
Yeah, like so you have those walls that are stretching out those like 15 or so feet, and on the other side of those, like right on the like directly opposite, is where you're feeling those pings from.
do I see anything with my half-rate elven eyes?
You're still getting like the dark vision aspect of it. You're not seeing anything in that like tunnel forward, because realistically you can only see 60 feet forward before you hit like a central support column, and then a little bit around the sides of it. But it's, from what you can tell right now, aside from those magical pings, it seems like a large open area, similar to how the right-hand path was.
One second. How far away am I getting those pings? Because my detect magic is 30 feet.
About 20 feet away, like ranging from between 20 and 30 feet away. Like they're just within your range.
I'm gonna.
Okay. I think I
Whoever-
got
Fluent
that.
in that language.
I'll say whoever is directly behind Peace can see this. So whoever was second in marching order,
She pushed past me, so I would assume it would
I
be
would
Yeah.
say you guys can decide on your own if you understood what that meant.
I think I understood.
If you don't understand, I'll just be like,
Okay. Okay. So I'm assuming you were telling me about the magical pings and basically just like, hey,
Yeah,
we
there are
gotta be.
2 people right over there,
Yeah.
and we should jump them.
Hmm. Would they be in range for my minor illusion?
In how far can you set the? I assume you can set the illusion farther than 20 feet.
It's 30.
Yeah, then they would be. You can set an illusion there, but like, yeah,
I mean, I could create a sound too.
yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna ask Ease basically just where are they? See if she can point them out to me because she can see the with the magic pings. I can't.
Mhm.
I'm
Okay.
gonna point them out.
About how far
Exactly
away?
where the DM said they were, about 20 feet away.
Okay. So in that general direction, I'm just gonna max it out at 30 feet and just kind of do like a hey, right?
Well,
Like
before you do that, I'm gonna make my whole point was like to pass the message along the whole crew, so
Okay.
we get everyone out.
okay,
I'll
then
make-
I'll do that. I'll pass it along to the group and then I'll do that.
Make visualizing it skosh easier and shift that tab over for you guys.
So for all of you Phasmophobia players, it's just
There.
kind of like the ghostly whisper, hey, like right in your ear is what I'm doing.
Uh-huh.
So at this point, as far as positioning would go, so the piece would be a little bit farther. Let's scoosh them.
Yeah.
So it'd be similar to like this kind of setup.
Yeah, looks about right.
I'm gonna like move off to the side to make way for people to get out around me.
All right, you guys advancing, or are
Yeah,
you just?
just slightly.
Okay.
'Cause I want to see if I can get a reaction from the really quiet hey out of the two people.
Make a performance check for me.
All right. Oh, 19 plus 120, baby.
20. Okay. So they all rolled really well.
Okay.
You hear a slight reaction from one of them, just a slight like inhale, but then followed immediately by just quick like, just kind of like shut them up. There are people within this area. You didn't spook them.
Okay. Hmm.
Let's go.
Yeah. All right.
Enough tomfoolery. How many times we messed that up already?
Yeah. All right. I will. Hmm. Crap. What do I want? How do I want to do this? I know what I want to do. I just gotta figure out how I want to do this. Hmm. You know, can I just like whisk a dart in that general direction?
Which general direction? Ping it.
This one.
Yeah, go for it. Roll for an attack.
That is not good. That's an 11.
Well then, all right, you take a dart and you just and throw it out, and about 2 or 3 seconds later, you hear this clattering sound as it kind of rolls across the ground.
Okay. So they are not that direction. So I'm gonna keep to the wall and just kind of.
Well, I pointed out
Okay.
where they were.
Wait, yeah.
As you approach and get to that area,
It's too late.
you need to make a perception check for me.
Not good. That's 4.
All right, give me 1 second here.
Yeah. No, that was my bad. I should have been like, which direction did Peace point them out to me?
All right. And where is This is very calming music for what's about to happen. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it.
The calm before the storm.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully not literally. Please no High Templar.
That's not what I wanted.
Kind of sad Josh did not react to that.
Oh, all right. So, at this moment, what's your AC?
13.
13?
Not great.
Okay. So you take a few steps forward, and all of a sudden you feel this shooting pain as you see this glow come from in front of you as 3 magic missiles shoot out towards you and collide with you, dealing 7 points of damage. And with that, you feel another sharp pain in your side as you find an arrow deeply embedded. Since you did not notice them, you don't
Okay.
get deflect missiles.
Okay. I was gonna
Self-deck.
say. Wait, how much?
Dealing
damage
it up 7 points magic missile.
Yeah.
7 points of force damage, and then 9 points of piercing damage.
God damn. All right.
And with that, it's 9:06, so we can't start combat right now unless we want to go till 10. So I'll leave that up to you guys. If you want to go another hour, or if you want to call it quits because it's our 2-hour mark.
I'm down for either.
Same.
I think we do.
Justin, you're the one that has. Well, I guess I have big boy job too, but you have bigger boy job.
Well, I just need to be asleep by 11, so.
Oh, okay. All right.
Actually, I have to get up. I just realized how early I have to get up in the morning, so I should probably be the one to call it.
Cool. Not a
All right.
problem. All right. So
Okay.
with Tethys taking a good amount of damage from an
Yeah, I'm gonna
opening
be
attack,
using that flask when we get back.
so we'll call
Right?
it there.
Do I have a
Alright.
reaction because I know where they are?
I mean, he just kind of went forward. Depends on what your reaction is. What would you want to do?
To him getting slammed with 3 magic missiles?
Okay. Well, what would you want to do?
I was debating doing it, so it was in my head anyway, but I was gonna, right where they were, I was gonna cast Flaming Sphere.
Okay, I'll let it happen after he gets hit. You can cast it as kind of that oh shit reaction, and then after that we'll go combat initiative.
Because I
So
wasn't gonna do anything until something happened. I
Yeah.
was like debating, and I was like, there's
Yep.
no need for me to go apeshit yet.
we'll say there's a retroactive held action then. That being the case, 1, where are you putting it? And I'll mark it on the map so that we have it for next time.
Where are the pings?
So
for the 2 dudes?
here, now that we have actually done the thing, I will just do this.
Ah, I wasn't throwing it in the right direction, anyways.
I'll say technically you would have gotten an axe hit as well, but
Yeah.
I didn't have him preparing an action. So
Okay.
So
But
5 sphere of fire that has a 60-foot range. So I'm gonna put it right there.
okay. And let's just put a little blobby there. You remember where that is?
All
right.
You can actually hold on. You can actually, but like.
No, we're keeping the blobby. We're keeping the blobby until I fix this later.
Oh, I just made a bunch of fucking. I don't know how to get rid of them. No.
But you could.
I got you.
You could do
I'll-
this.
I'll do that in a minute here. Like I said, when I go over my
keep
notes.
making squares. Help me.
There's the flaming
Help
sphere.
me.
Jesus Christ, people.
Wait, I have to move the click.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
a good name for this song of how we're ending. Reflections from the past.
Yeah.
Think about your mistakes.
My only mistake
actually,
was. I don't even know. I made a lot.
Justin, you look so focused, and I don't know if that's good or bad.
I have no idea how to erase.
Oh,
Looking
you
for the
just
erase
click on whatever it is that
Yeah.
you drew and then just hit delete on your keyboard.
Yeah.
Hey, let me place my own sphere. Damn it.
All right. Oh my
Jesus.
God. Who's doing
Jesus Christ.
Someone's having a
Justin,
field day.
why?
You gave your piece of art to the 6-year-olds, and they're like, nice, but I can improve it. And they whip out a blue crayon and just go eat shit on it.
I have a Mac. I don't have a delete button.
Don't worry.
Oh, there it
DM has control of everything.
You can backspace too.
Yeah.
I was hitting it. It wasn't doing anything, so I'm just gonna lay off.
But
Get
yeah,
a PC.
we
Yeah,
will
yeah.
start next session at the start of this combat. Just make sure, Tethys, you remember how much damage you took at the beginning of that.
I already took it, so
Yep. I'll say, what was that? A good...
that was 20 damage.
Yeah, so 16 points and then 4 points of fire damage to kick it off. 20 points of damage going into this.
Yep.
TPK, here we come.
Should I do the damage for my fireball now?
That's up to you. If you want, I can record it.
I'm not gonna
But-
fucking remember to do the damage.
If we put it there, we can just do it later. That way we know it's there. So if you want to place it, you can. Or I can place it. That's up to you.
It doesn't matter to me. I'm just wondering if I should do the damage.
I mean, if you'd like to, you can. I'll leave that up to you.
I'm gonna do some damage before I.
Okay. Not a problem. Let me just pop over here.
Okay, Dex 13. Creature takes 2d6 fire damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one.
Okay. What was the save?
13. Dex.
13. That's a fail and a success for. So the due to the axe succeeds. The guy, mage, fails.
Alright. 2d6. 8.
8. All right. Alrighty. And with that, you hear a very quiet just fuck as this ball of fire just appears in this space and scorches one person, and the other one kind of like jumps out of the way a bit, kind of like bumps into Tethys as he kind of like staggers and braces himself.
I'm gonna snarl at him as he does that.
And from there, call it a night.
Yeah.
I'll say get everyone prepared for the clusterfuck that's about to happen. Good job, everyone. We had almost one shot. So close from a trap.
Yeah. Mildly
So
terrifying.
close by 1 point.
You wait
You
a
would've-
couple levels till I get Revivify.
You would have had to 100% max out a 2d6 in order to one-shot me.
I
don't
almost
think.
did. So that was a good one. Yeah. Good
Yeah.
job, everyone, for the first little. I don't even want to say half. For the first, I guess half. We'll say half. First half of this combat takes fucking forever.
First half of 8 parts.
Also, with my
Yeah,
players,
probably.
you guys should see the guy that's on fire and at least where I directed it.
So the beginning of the first pseudo dungeon crawl of this campaign. Yay! Oh, yeah. Good job, everyone. So I don't know what I'm gonna do for the rest of the night.
I got somebody streaming season 6 of Hell's Kitchen, so I'm gonna go watch that.
You watching Flowers?
Yeah. Dude, I
my
love
God.
Flowers.
It's so funny.
I actually gifted Captain Flowers a sub to one of my favorite League streamers
Nice.
not too long ago. I was like, it felt good because I got added by both of them. The streamer and
Justin,
Flowers.
do you want to recap what happened since you were gone for a little bit of that, or do you just want to kind of piece it together?
Yeah.
I'll recap.
He's got the
Okay.
pod.
Alright, I'll talk to you
So-
guys later.
Yeah, peace,
Yeah.
guys.
See you later. See ya.